Hello, welcome to Excellent Kids and Families page. You are welcome and thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. I know that you can hear me when you give me the thumbs up. I hope you had a very good week and you are looking forward to our lesson today. Is going to be an amazing session today. And we are so glad and so happy that we are able to come your way tonight. So thank you for joining us. Please, when you come on board, do well to share and let your friends know that you are watching this amazing lesson. Let them also take part. So may God richly bless you. As we always do, we will ask our dear parents to call your children, lock them in, and let them have access to this vital information that is going to help them prepare them for a great future ahead of them. So if you just join us, a very, very special welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So today we are learning about resilience. Resilience actually is going to be the whole of this month. We have dedicated to learn about resilience, and it's such a timely topic, especially around this season. We have just witnessed something in the whole wide world, in our communities, in our homes, something really fundamental and has really affected every aspect of our lives. And it's very important that we reflect, we get ready, prepare ourselves as we head back to some form of normality, or something that might be different. We will never know until we are actually back fully and see how things are going to pan out. So for our young people, it's an opportunity for us to bring lessons like this so that they can understand what is happening and how to respond accordingly. So thank you everybody that is on board. You are very, very much welcome. So as usual, we will say a word of prayer, saying, Father, we thank you. Father, we bless you. Father, we give you all the glory. We are so grateful. We are so thankful to you for the opportunity to share this lesson with our young people and their families. We do not take it for granted, and we say, help us to be able to teach them clearly and help them also to be able to understand fully. To the glory of your name, in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen. So welcome to our lesson. I think this is our lesson number 20. Wow. Wow. Would you believe it? It's our lesson number 20. We thank God so much. I am so grateful that we are able to come, every Monday, if not most Mondays, we are able to come and be a blessing to our dear young people and their families. And we thank God for that. And as you can also see on my right hand side there, by the grace of God, we have a YouTube account because many parents, they prefer YouTube. So we are also on YouTube at the moment. Excelling Youth Club is the name of the YouTube channel, and it's being streamed live as far as I'm aware, and therefore you can also view it from YouTube as we are speaking. For those that are not on Facebook or prefer YouTube, so thank everybody for coming on board. Today, our topic is what is resilience? What is resilience? And I don't know how many of you are online at the moment, but it will be good to have some of your responses, some of your thoughts. If you already know what the word resilience means, that would be very, very helpful. Yeah, sometimes, yes, it's great that we are able to meet online, but sometimes, obviously, the interaction, the way we would like it to be, is not the same as being physical in the with each other, being present with each other. But all the same, we are grateful. We are content, right? Last week we learned so much about being content. and therefore I know that it's one of the things that fuels us and keeps us going. So thank you everybody on board. Thank you for sharing, and I hope that our young people have their notebooks and their Bibles with them today to make sure that they are very well prepared. They are ready and they are making the necessary notes that they can reflect um, back on and learn from as times goes on. So thank everybody once again. I'm just inviting a couple of people and then we will be making a start. Okay, so that's great. Today, our lesson on resilience. Resilience. I mean, this topic I was inspired to have us learn this topic because I heard a story that a man shared about his own life, and that story resonated very well with me. And the man is at the moment is currently a priest, or a reverend minister, meaning that he's been to Bible school and he is a pastor, and also he also works in as a counselor for young people. And so he's had a lot of experience of dealing with young people, especially those that have gone through difficult and very very trying times that are very tough and hard. So he's got a lot of experience with dealing with such young people. And in his story, he was actually talking about himself as well, that he, as a young person, went through so much challenges, so much difficulties in his childhood, and he had three other brothers. So together, they were four siblings. And looking back in his life, so to give you an idea of the time frame that he's talking about, he was born, in 1965 thereabouts. So around this time, he's in his 50s, or getting to. So he tells of the hardship that his brothers had to endure because they had a father who was very violent, especially when he was under the influence of alcohol. And their parents, between the two of them, married over 6 times. So it meant that they were moving around a lot in their childhood, and it became very very difficult, even in terms of settling in one school and making good friends in the school, because before they make good friends, before they are settling down, they have to move again to another place. So it became very very unsettling for them, very very difficult and challenging for them. Thank you so much, Emmanuel and Joel. You are welcome. You are welcome. So this man was narrating his childhood and comparing or looking through the journey of life all the way to where he is now. And despite the challenges that he faced, despite the difficulties that he faced in his childhood, he survived, even thrived to the point where now he is in a position to help other young people that are going through difficult and trying hard circumstances or tough times. Now he is in that position. So a lot of people ask him, how did he do it? Because his other siblings were not able to achieve their dreams. They were not able to achieve their goals. And he says in his story that even one of them, his younger brothers, said that, I mean, looking at their dad, there's no way he is going to grow up to be like their dad, because it was just too difficult to live with him and to raise children under his his care. Yet still, his brother became more like the dad. So it made him to begin to look and think about his life journey, especially now that he's in a position of advising or counseling other young people. One thing that he pointed to which is the part that I said it really resonates with me, is that yes, it was a sad situation to the point whereby they were separated. So as siblings, they were separated. And it meant that he went to live with their grandmother. But his grandmother was a church goer, was a Christian. So his grandmother took him to church, and that's how he attended Sunday school. And at Sunday school, he said that something happened to him, and he really put his success back to that encounter or that experience. He was able to build resilience out of that experience, out of that environment. If you have just joined us, welcome. We are talking about resilience, and we are sharing a story of a man who, despite his challenges and difficulties, still managed to achieve his goals and dreams in life. So at Sunday school, the man said that he learned so much from the word of God, and it also gave him the opportunity to take part in so many different activities. So in taking part of the activities, sometimes it was hard, sometimes it was difficult, but he kept pushing. He kept, doing it. And then before he realized, he was able to focus on school. He was able to sit down and think about what he wants to do with his life, all based on some of the teachings that he was receiving from the Sunday school. So if you are watching me and you find yourself at Sunday school, you have your morning devotions, there's so much wisdom, tools, knowledge in the word of God. As you begin to listen, as you begin to learn it, it has a way of helping you to navigate through challenges, through life. And as I said, this man's story really resonated with me, because those that know my story, I also found so much gems or so much benefits in attending Sunday school. Yes, it was a place where I would receive a message that would give me hope. It was a place where I would know, and I would see some of the Bible stories like, wow, is that what Joseph went through? And despite all that, he can still become a prime minister. Is that what Jesus had to go through? Yet still he overcame the temptations and still finished the race and still finished his mission on earth. All that gave me hope that I too can do it. And so even up to now, a lot of people ask me, how do I do it? At the time, I didn't even know. As a young child, I didn't even know what resilience was. Growing up in Ghana, I never come across that word. It's until later that I actually realized that that is what it meant. All the things that I've been doing, despite the challenges, still getting up and moving on. That it was what it meant. So I began to realize that, wow, so without even the knowledge of a young person of what resilience is, if they are given the right information and tools and they just follow them, they can build resilience even without their knowledge. Even as you are hearing me right now, you probably have it. And it's not even probably, you have it because God has built it in us. But we have a responsibility to develop it, to discover it first, to develop it, and to put it to use. Sometimes we can be lazy and say, you know what, we don't want to use it. We will go for the easier route. We'll just bury our head under the sun and hope it will all be all right. Or we'll just find another alternative, something to numb us so that we don't feel the challenges. But that is not the right way. To be resilient means you have the ability, the capacity, the mental strength to handle difficult situations, to find a better response to difficult challenges. to go all the way to find solutions to problems. That is the simplest form of being resilient. What being resilient is being able to cope, knowing, how to cope, finding the ways to cope, healthy ways. Yes, there are, different ways that people might want to use, but you need to make sure that it is a way that is right. It is a way that is healthy for you. That is what being resilient is all about. So the man who was sharing his story gave us some of the ways that he built resilience as a young person, to the point that out of all his siblings, the four boys, one of them sadly passed away, got murdered. One of them could not overcome addiction. Another one too is homeless. But he found a way out. He discovered a way to be resilient. And one of the way that he used was finding himself a good role model. And he says in his own words that his role model was God, like directly. It was God. And many Christians, including myself, we have made God and the person of Jesus Christ as our role model based on what is written about them in the Word of God, in the Bible. We see the way that Jesus handled things here on earth. And he even tells us that, yes, it will be difficult. Yes, it will be challenging, but he is going to be with us. And as a young person, when you hear such hopeful words and you hold on to it and you believe it, it does something to your mind. It does something to your soul. It does something to your spirit. I will say that yes, you can, as especially the young men growing up, you want to build your muscles. In fact, when you are coming, you want us to see you that yes, that's the man coming. And as you are getting, into your teenage years, you want to do bodybuilding. Yes, that's all good. You want to do exercise. You want to appear as that strong, young man. You want to appear healthy. That is all good. But if you do not build your mental capacity, your psychological capacity, your emotional strength, which is all internal and hidden, and it's not visible to our eyes. Yes, we might see the workouts that you have been doing. We might see all the exercises that you have been doing, that you've really taken time to build your body. But if you do not take time to build yourself mentally, to strengthen yourself psychologically, in the sense that the way you think, the way you handle your emotions, when challenges come, there are certain challenges that your physical fight will not be able to take it. Can you imagine somebody saying, I am, the macho, as we used to call it. The restless. They have so much, bodybuilding stuff. I don't know what the term to call it, but I'm sure my sons will know. Yet, when challenges come, difficulties come, when you lose a loved one, someone in the family, when they become a big man and they've lost their job, when they are going through family challenges, that physical building, bodybuilding and strength is not the answer. Violent and fighting and kicking somebody because you've got the macho, you've got the muscles, is not the answer. It will still come back to you feeling miserable, because that doesn't give you any fulfillment or satisfaction. But the one that gives you the ability to control your emotions, to control your response, is your mindset. Is how you have built yourself to respond to challenges and situations. So then, going back to the man's story, he found himself a role model. So today you can find yourself a role model if you haven't got one already. And you need to think about what you are looking for in that role model. You want the role model who has proven to be resilient. Yes, God is our number one role model. Yes, and we need people that we can see as well as our role models. Some of you, the role models will be your parents. They can share their stories with you if they haven't shared with you already. They can tell you growing up. Yes, you think the math homework is stressful. Yes, they will tell you they were stressed as well as young people. They failed exams too. Yes, I failed exams as a young person. Oh, definitely many times. It was really, really, really tough because when I was growing up in Ghana, they used to publish the results. In fact, we used to call it our day, and they will call out from the first to the last. Then you will see, wow, so is that the position that I am at? And a few times I found myself at the very end of that result, which means that I failed, not almost, I literally failed. And those were tough times because every one of us want to do well. Every one of us want to, learn and pass those exams as young people. There you are learning, but it is not, happening. You are putting your best effort, but it seems that the more you try, the harder the exams or the test seems. That stress can be too much for you. But when you have learned to build resilience, in the midst of the challenges, you are still hopeful. You never give up. You still carry on trying your best, finding different ways. So if one way you have been revising, you realize that, oh, this way of revising did not help me out. I still failed. The next time you choose a different way of revising, right? And that will help you as you keep going, building your resilience to overcome the challenges, building your capacity, your mental strength that in the face of difficulties, I can respond in a better way. So, yes, some of the challenges as a young person might be, they were doing auditioning and you feel, yes, you are a very great singer, yet at the audition, they did not pick you. I posted ladies talk on my Facebook. The name escapes me, but on the Excelling Kids page. And I will see if I can find it quickly because it's such a powerful testimony that I feel that every young person should listen. So parents on the Excelling Kids platform, please find that story on has been shared on our page and share it with your young people. It will go a long way to bless them. It will go a long way to bless them. So I'm just trying to get you. Yeah. So it was Gold Cast, and this lady was talking about her audition experience that she did everything as a young girl, to get a role in Charlie's Angels. I mean, this is ages ago, a movie that they used to show that I used to watch as well when I was younger. And she wanted to be part. She did everything. She felt, in fact, all the tests that they ran, she came out first. Yet, she was not given the role. And that really knocked her back. But she, despite this negative experience, still kept herself going, still kept on learning, still kept on attending school, still kept the dream of standing in front of a crowd, not being stage fright, being able to act, being able to do what she's passionate about. She carried on going. But many a times when we are young, sometimes when this kind of challenges comes our way, there's been an audition. We want to, we at that time we feel the strong desire to sing. We feel the strong desire to play the football. We feel a strong desire to play the basketball. In fact, we have been doing training after training, yet it gets to being chosen to be part of the group, and we don't get in. It is heartbreaking. It is very sad. I have been there as a young person, as a young child. I think I was probably around the age of 10. And I loved to sing in the church. And I will gather a few of my friends and we will learn a song. And when it's Children's Day, they will call us, they will call my name, they will call my Ghana name, Mami Sewa and Co. Come and sing. And then we'll go and sing. And many times we sang beautifully. We got applause. It was wonderful. And I felt good and I was building my resilience through that. But it got to one day, a point where, like a teacher or a youth leader at the time spotted that the group that I consider that I have put together as a young person, this teacher came on board and put the group together, and the teacher did not pick me. It was one of the saddest experience of my life, and it really knocked my confidence down as a young person. I began to think of all the reasons why this has happened. And obviously, one of the reasons that I could easily default to was, oh, it's because my parents are not here. Because my parents are abroad, who can go and speak to this man for me that he must include me? And that break my heart. That made me so sad. But I don't know. At the time, I didn't know. Some way, somehow, I still kept going. Every now and again, the pain will come that I should have been picked. I should have been part of that choir. I should have been part of the singing group because I founded that singing group, and I always blamed that teacher. But some way, somehow, I still kept going. I still put myself forward for things that needed to be done, or roles or services that needed doing at the church place. And it was only later that I realized that it must be the words, the lessons, the teachings that I was receiving at the time. It must be like this man's experience that I found my role models right in that Bible that I was being taught from. Just like this man shared his experience. So I saw people in the Bible also go through a lot of hardship and challenges, but it did not put them off. And I must say that it has helped me a great deal as a grown up, as a mother, as a wife, as a teacher, as a career woman, as an accountant. Oh my goodness, developing my skill of resilience. I cannot tell you enough how far that has brought me. And I would love every young person, child, youth, teenager, at the sound of my voice to take resilience seriously and begin to find a way to build it. Begin to learn about it. Begin to get the tools that will help you to cope with challenges and difficult situations. So one of the things that the man also said that he found a refuge, a place of refuge. So he found a place that was comfortable, that helped him, console him, that every time that he was in that place, he felt good about himself. He felt energized. He felt recharged to be able to deal with the challenges that he was going through growing up at home. And one of the refuge place was school for him. It was school. Yes, for him it was school. For me, it was still the church and doing the church activities. Because for me, it could have been school, but again, as I mentioned earlier, there were times that I was failing my exams. And so I felt like not going to school many of the times, but some way, somehow, which I've put it down to probably the lessons after Sunday school, I'll pick myself up and I will go. And I know this because I had a sibling as well who was also in a similar position as me. And he will not go to school. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. He will not go. And I could have done the same. But there was this force. And again, now I know having that role model, having that, stories, having those examples as my reference kept me going. So despite failing, and these were the times that they will actually, use cane on you. You will get lashes if you got things wrong at school, if you failed your exams. you will get beaten. So school was not a place of comfort at all when I was growing up. In fact, I had to be more resilient to be at the school. But for this man's story, he got his, refuge at the school. He got his comfort at the school because there he could focus on learning and forget about the things that he was going through back at home. He also found, a place that he can give his voice. And it's very important as young people. There's a voice in you. There's energy, there's a level of energy in you. There's a level of passion in you, things that you want to do. And so finding the opportunity and ways to express them is very important, can help you to build your resilience. So for him, it was about joining the choir. For many of you, thank God for those abroad in the United Kingdom, in the United States, and I believe in many countries in Africa right now, there are opportunities to join various clubs. Like we have here, the Excelling Kids Club. This clubs helps you, gives you the platform, gives you, the room to express yourself, to dig right within you, to discover the great things that is in you. Yes, you might feel like singing, but if there is no platform, there is no stage to bring you out, it can become stressful for you. So finding a place where you can have your voice, where you can express the gift that has been placed in you, your talent, can also go a long way to help you to build resilience. Also, this man said that how he built his resilience was about helping others. Helping others helped him to cope very much with the challenges that he was going through. And luckily, his mother was a woman that loved to give a hand at charities. The woman loved to give help at charities, and there are so many charitable organizations that are always looking for young people. That not only young people, for people to help. And so when you are given the opportunity, it might be even to come and clean, an auditorium, to come and clean a church place. It might be even to clean the school. You are helping out. It might be right in your house, in your home. You are helping out. And by being given the opportunity and you allowing yourself to help others goes a long way to deal with the challenges that comes your way. And if there are no challenges you are facing, it actually toughens you because it builds a positive emotion. Because when you see the joy in other people, guess what? It reflects also in you. You are satisfied that you are able to help other people. And I can definitely say yes to that point as well for myself, my own personal experience, helping others. And again, it was something that I used to do because, again, it was part of our values to help, to be helpful, to help others. And so growing up as a young girl, I will always, help out at home. Even when I went to visit other family members, when there were work there to be done, before they realize I've got the broom and I'm sweeping, before they realize I've got the sponge and I'm washing the dishes. And so many adults used to love me for that because I was always looking for the opportunity to help out. And that is a good place to start to build your resilience, your ability to be able to cope in challenging and difficult times. And so today, we won't take too much of your time. We came your way to let you know about the skill of resilience. Yes, back in the days, it was felt that resilience was, a trait or character people were born with. But through study and research, we've come to realize that it can be learned, it can be developed, just as the many stories that we have heard, just as the many role models that we have come across, just as the many books that has been written about it, we can also learn and develop our resilience. And when we have been able to do that, guess what? It goes a long way to help us to reach the things, the dreams, the desires that we have. It goes a long way. It goes a long way to help us. So resilience is a very important skill to have. Your ability to cope. Yes, as you are growing now, the challenges that you are having, they are challenges that are at your level, even though sometimes it seems to stretch you. But know that they are challenges at your level. Yes, some of the young people, the challenges might be tougher than others. Yes, many young people have gone through a lot more challenging times than their peers. Yet, in those challenges, some have risen over them and have become the best people that we know, in our society today. Yet, so others could not survive. But every young person listening to me, I don't want you to be in the category of those that could not survive. I want you to be among the group of those that thrived despite the challenges, the difficulties that they face. So yes, this season gradually is phasing. It's coming to an end. The season referred to as COVID-19 season, it is gradually, by the grace of God, fading, coming to an end. There's going to be another season. Yes, the challenges that we face, we can only see some of it after this event. We can only see the aftermath of this, challenges that we have faced. But the question you have to ask yourself is September coming, by the grace of God, when schools are open, and we are hoping that they will be open fully so that all of you can return back to school in full capacity. The changes that will be required, the new rules, the new policies that will be put in place. Are you prepared mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Are you prepared for the change? Many of you will be moving up, or all of you will be moving up a class. Some are going to secondary school, a much bigger school than your primary school. Do you have the skill of resilience to be able to cope with that change? It takes resilience to cope with change, because to be resilient means you have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable to change. Yes, change can be uncomfortable sometimes, because we are people who are people of habits. Once we get into a habit, it becomes part of us. We do without thinking about it. And so when we move to a different place, it unsettles us. And that is when we need resilience to be able to cope with the change, to be able to adapt to the new situation, the new environment that we might be finding ourselves when we return back to school. So the question is, are you prepared? Are you resilient enough to cope with the change, the challenges that are likely to be ahead of us in the coming few months? And we will say that do not worry. Have a think about it. Look back in your life journey. You might be 12, you might be 13, you might be 14, you might be 17, 18. Look back, reflect in your life, and look at the challenges that you have faced and how you have sailed through them, how you overcame them. Look at what are the things that you did, the solutions that you came up with, and begin to take clues from those. And if those some of the challenges were the times that you gave up, look at why you gave up and what you could have done differently that would have helped you to be resilient, so that next time when you face such situations, you will know what to do. Also, in this coming weeks, we'll be dealing with resilience. So please set a reminder, follow the page, like the page. If you are watching from YouTube, subscribe. Make sure that you are, you are not missing any of these lessons, so that you will learn some tips, you will get some tools that will help you to develop your resilience. That will help you to develop your resilience. And today, this is where we'll be ending our lesson. I always like to leave us with a Bible verse. I mean, it's one of those things, the mechanisms of building resilience for me personally, and you are more than welcome to try it. And one of them is in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weakness, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15. For we do not have a high priest. That high priest there is referring to Jesus Christ, who is unable to sympathize, or you can put there empathize with our weakness, our challenges, our difficulties. But we have one role model, Jesus Christ, who has been tempted, who went through trials, tribulations, difficulties, challenges, yet he did not sin. Yet he was resilient and went through those trials to overcome them and to achieve his aim. So in the course of this month of July, as we deal with the topic of resilience, we'll bring you many stories, many practical examples, tips and tools that others have used. And you probably can recognize that you've actually used it, but probably did not realize that you had a tool in your hands and can begin to use it more often. So tonight, as we end our lesson, please, if you joined us late, have your kids watch it again. And thankfully, we are on YouTube as well. So look for Excelling Youth Club. This lesson will be there and they can watch it in their own time. Let them not miss any of these lessons this month on resilience, because as we all know, as adults and as parents, thankfully, we as adults, we've been through a lot of challenges. So we have a bit of scope to cope with those challenges. We have built ourselves a bit of resilience to cope with that challenges. So let us give our young people also the chance to build this vital skill in life by helping them access this great lesson. So thank everybody that came on board. We are grateful and appreciate you for sharing, for liking, for commenting, for interacting with us. We know that your story, and most especially that of your young people, will be a great one. So may God richly bless you. I pray for you that wherever you are, whatever time it is, day or night, may the Lord help you and protect you and help you to discover the importance of building resilience and help you to discover for yourself the mechanism, the tools, the way to go to build that resilience. In Jesus' mighty name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Amen. So thank you, and may God richly bless you. We have a great announcement. Yes, we do. We have an awesome announcement to share with you. And this is about our fest. Our Excelling Kids Fest is coming on this year, and one that I am so grateful. And again, it's about being resilient. Yes, in the midst of this season, we thought it might not be possible. We thought it would be difficult. But by the grace of God, we have been able to still make a way, or find a way. Rather, God has made a way and we have discovered it to come through Facebook and to be able to bring to you this amazing fest. Everybody that attended last year and those of you that saw the pictures and the videos all testify that we had an amazing time. The young people were so blessed. And so this year, do not miss out. This year, bring your young people on board. Yes, our mission is to raise an excellent generation. And it's far easier for us to reach them at a younger age. When they are young is when it's easier to catch them young. So please try, mark the date, like our page, make sure you got the notification on because you wouldn't want to miss it. Book time off for the sake of your young ones. Watch with them, interact with them. And I encourage all my young people that have signed up to perform on the day. I encourage you, do it. Do it with all your heart. Do it with all your mind. Do it. It's part of building your resilience. And you'll be glad that you did. So thank you, everybody that came on board. May God richly bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful time wherever you are. And it will be coming your way once again by the grace of God next week, Monday. Take care and God bless you. Bye.